When a narcissist knows that you know, what they do next is really disgusting. Everyone. Today, we'll explore the twisted mindset of narcissists, leaving you both intrigued and appalled. Narcissists perceive themselves as flawed, leading to anxiety about showing their true selves to the world. This fear can result in socially inappropriate behavior as they strive for perfection in every situation. However, their behavior shouldn't be taken at face value, especially if they provide absurd excuses for it while showcasing their egotistical tendencies. These actions don't align with self-worth and may indicate that they're unhappy with their position in life. Unfortunately, some narcissists loathe themselves, and it's a severe and tragic issue. The constant feeling of inadequacy and fear of failure can't be rectified, even if they were to become billionaires. Despite their planning, lies, and manipulation, narcissists often face three harsh realities. They suffer from persistent depression due to the tremendous amount of pain they inflict on those around them. Despite their happy, self-assured, and affluent exterior, their inner world is filled with hurt, fear, and misery. Nevertheless, the narcissist's path in life cannot be swayed by anyone, not even someone who appears perfect. The driving force behind the actions of a narcissist is their obsession with acquiring and maintaining power, surpassing any desire for remorse or redemption. Consequently, narcissists are doomed to a path from which they can't return. It's hard to believe that anyone could be so predictable. However, amidst life's uncertainties, arrogance seems to be a reliable constant. Understanding how an inflated ego can have a detrimental effect on success is crucial. But delving into the psyche of a narcissist requires researching their motivations, a daunting task, to say the least. However, it's essential to recognize that the notion of self often undermines them. No one can be obnoxious and always remain well-liked. As this video indicates, narcissistic behavior always culminates in something beyond their control. Misfortune and calamity seem to follow them like a wretched curse, and they can't even face themselves when alone. This is why narcissism is perceived as a self-punishing trait. Despite tirelessly trying to improve their sense of self, their pursuit is endless and fruitless. No achievement or reward will ever be enough, inviting a perpetual cycle of a tormented psyche chasing an insatiable thirst for self-gratification. The narcissist's downfall stems from an inability to find contentment beyond fleeting material possessions and accolades lining their shelves. No one can reasonably expect happiness by constantly comparing themselves with those around them. However, narcissists are insatiable, ensuring eternal discontent. Their stubbornness and refusal to accept responsibility for their actions exacerbate the issue. They mistreat those around them, alienating themselves and piling on even more things and people in their quest for fulfillment. It's imprisonment of constant fear and anxiety, conscious of others' perceptions, and incessantly worried about being unmasked as a fraud. Fear of being used terrorizes them, and they use humor as a cover-up for their inadequacies. By manipulating others, they receive the attention and affection they desperately crave. However, it only conceals their flaws further, leaving them isolated and perpetually seeking their next fix of narcissistic supply. While I may have seemed lighthearted in discussing the use of humor by narcissists in my video, the stakes are much higher than we think. Self-fixation grips them with unrelenting fear, making them fear exposure of their lies and hypocrisy, which would result in unbearable shame and defeat. All they can do is maintain secrecy by shielding themselves from prying eyes to avoid a wildfire. The ultimate nemesis of narcissists is their false sense of superiority. It results in unattainable expectations, leading to despair and frustration. Their perpetual feeling of disappointment comes from not being able to hurt and dominate others to the extent they desire. Narcissists don't allow just anyone into their inner circle. They assume themselves to be far above everyone else, and are constantly let down by those who fail to meet their impossible expectations. Their excessive sense of entitlement leads to outbursts of anger and depression when they don't get what they want. It's an unending maelstrom of self-seeking and despair. Their behavior is like that of pampered children who continually misbehave when they don't get their way. Their inability to tolerate anything less than complete control over their environment means a life of disappointment and frustration. It's an endless cycle of suffering and calamity. What's worst is their utter inability to tolerate the pleasure of others. Their insatiable envy leaves them irritated and envious of anyone who is enjoying themselves. Despite the belief that narcissists can seek therapy, ultimately, it's up to them to decide. Narcissists would rather hide behind self-created delusions and external appearances than face the disagreeable truth about who they are. It's simpler to perform a role than to be genuine. Until they can accept the reality of their predicament, they will be trapped in a never-ending circle of self-inflicted suffering. Narcissists put on a false front of happiness, zeal, and affection to blend in with society in their quest for approval. They are adept deceivers, projecting suffering onto unsuspecting victims. Due to their absolute self-absorption, even the slightest provocation can provoke irritability and fury, making them lack empathy. Those around them are viewed as mere tools in their unending quest for power and control. They may invent relationships that appear to be caring, but they are typically strategic deceptions used to maintain a fake sense of harmony and satisfy their egotistical needs. Beneath the surface lies a bottomless pit of disappointment, apprehension, and sadness. Perhaps the worst thing of all is that narcissists seek to bring others down with them. They will go to any lengths to ensure that others experience the same despair they do. Don't be fooled by their outward appearance of contentment, for they will turn on you instantly if things don't go their way. If you encounter a narcissist, do not envy them. Their existence is one of misery and despair, and they are eager to bring others down with them. Maintain vigilance and awareness, and most importantly, stay safe. If you found this information helpful, please share it with others and give it a positive rating. If you want to watch similar videos in the future, please subscribe and allow notifications. We appreciate your time.
So, everyone, the human personality is a complex and varied thing, encompassing many different traits and qualities that make us unique individuals. One of these qualities is narcissism, which is a trait that can be either positive or negative depending on the context. When it becomes a personality disorder, however, known as narcissistic personality disorder, it can become a destructive force that can impact not only the individual but also those around them. Well, the focus of today's video is to explore the impact of a narcissist's awareness of someone else knowing about their true nature, and the subsequent patterns of behavior that often emerge that can be considered truly repugnant. Narcissists are individuals who are overly concerned with their own importance, seeking validation and adulation from others to feed their sense of self-importance. When their true nature is exposed, they can feel an intense sense of shame and embarrassment that can cause them to lash out in anger or withdraw completely from the situation. This can trigger a range of reactions as the narcissist tries to regain control over the situation, including denial, deflection, and projection. One common response is to deny their behavior outright, gaslighting the person who has exposed them and insisting that they are mistaken or delusional. Another common response is to deflect attention away from themselves, pointing the finger of blame at others in an attempt to shift focus away from their own actions. Projection can also come into play where the narcissist accuses others of the exact same faults that they possess. When a narcissist's true nature is exposed, they can engage in patterns of behavior that are deeply troubling and repugnant. These patterns can include manipulating others to maintain their sense of power and control, engaging in smear campaigns against those who have exposed them, and using guilt and shame as a means of emotional manipulation. One of the most insidious ways that narcissists can behave is to engage in a form of character assassination. They may spread rumors, make false accusations, or subtly undermine the reputation of the person who exposed them. This can be a very effective way of silencing dissent and maintaining their control over the people around them. So, when dealing with a narcissist who has been exposed, it's important to establish boundaries and limits in order to protect yourself and others from their toxic behavior. Narcissists can be very skilled at manipulating others, so it's important to be aware of their tactics and stay focused on your own well-being. It's essential to take care of yourself both emotionally and mentally when dealing with a narcissist, as their behavior can be deeply damaging to those around them. This may involve seeking support from friends and family, participating in therapy, or engaging in self-care activities such as meditation or exercise. In conclusion, the impact of a narcissist's awareness of someone else knowing about their true nature can have far-reaching consequences for those around them. Repugnant behavior can emerge when they feel exposed or threatened, which can make life difficult for anyone who comes into contact with them. However, with awareness and understanding, it is possible to cope with the situation and protect yourself from the narcissist's toxic behavior. Well, I think this is everything I can say in today's video, guys. I hope you find this video interesting, and if you have anything to say, please don't hesitate to write them down in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here, and well, thank you very much for today, and have a nice day, everyone.